Hello and welcome back to Infinite E, where the entertainment is limitless. Today, I have two new guests, and I thought that it would be perfect to have them on. And here they are. So here's Priyanka and Karishma.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello. And
Hello.
so today I thought it'd be perfect to have them on here because then I know that these two are proper Bollywood fanatics, and I thought it would be perfect to just have them and talk about Bollywood. So we're gonna start on, yeah, we're gonna start on with this whole thing.
Are we gonna start singing now?
Yes, we're gonna start breaking into a song like every Bollywood movie.
That's Bollywood.
And so yeah, so I thought, why not have you two along? Because I know you guys are like, proper Bollywood fans. You guys grew up with it. It's
We
like
think so. That's what we think. We don't know.
We'll find
We'll
out.
find out now.
let's yeah. And so I was like, yeah, why not? And plus, it's also been years I've seen both of you for like so after so long, and I thought this would be a good way to also catch up and get to know what's new in Bollywood, what we've both all three of us have learned, and how it's going that way. So let's just begin with this whole podcast and let's see how it goes. So our first question that I thought of that would be perfect to be used on this podcast is all those movies back in the day that we've seen, like the ones that Priyanka, like for us would be like the movies that we grew up with, and for you is like for Karishma it would basically would be movies that fondly remember more of than us, Priyanka and I, because we were too
Oh,
young.
Ooh.
Yeah.
In other words, you're old.
No, I was being nice. But yes. So yeah, what do you think about movies back then? Did you like them? Did you dislike them? Is there any movies that you liked and you would love to share and talk about?
You
should
want to
I go
start?
first? I
Yeah,
can
go
go
Anyone,
ahead.
first.
anyone.
I'll go first. Yeah. So I used to really like them growing up. But now that looking back, I do see that there were a lot of problems with some of the movies. Like they wouldn't be, accepted and loved as much today. But just growing up, it was great. Like I think it was just like lighthearted. The music was good. The songs were always amazing, and like they were actors that you constantly kept seeing and you loved, and you knew them as people as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think with Bollywood, it was like alternate reality that you enter into. For me, it was like, watching a movie, even I would say, even a sense of representation. Like for us, we didn't see brown people on TV. Like Bollywood was what we connected with, right? And I totally agree. Like, the ideas were obviously, things that we watch back now, we've grown from them. We don't agree with them, but they'll always remain classics. And I think that's where that era of, Bollywood, what we connect with, like the song, the dance. Obviously, real life, it doesn't look like that. But for some reason in that generation, we bought that, we thought, yeah, like breaking into a song is life, like that's it, right? That's reality. I think even just in terms of relate, like as a young child, like for me, even a relationship, looking at like how you fall in love and things like that, like it really kind of I would say shapes you, but also like makes you a little bit delusional like on what reality is, right?
True, true. I do agree. And the power, yeah, you said that, how it affects in like in relationship and like in a love interest, romantic kind of way. I do see myself like falling in that kind of a manner, in that kind of thing that Bollywood has taught. Well, not taught, but like Bollywood has shown. So like, I do see myself falling into that. That even though there's not gonna be a song and dance at any moment, if there was one, that'd be perfect. But yeah, no, I get what you mean. Is there any movies for both of you that you think were amazing back then? And it's like one of those movies that you would keep watching, and you would introduce your kids also, and like, is there any movie like that in both of your lives?
DDLJ, the Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge is, I mean, I think it's one of those movies that the fact that it's playing in the movie theater till today, it's such a simple concept. Like if you think about it, right? Like literally, boy meets girl, girl meets boy, parents don't agree. That's every story. but somehow the heart in it like was, I think maybe it, it could be honestly the songs made the movie amazing too. Like I think songs play a big part as well. Songs, acting, and just the genuine feeling that like it just felt like such an authentic love story. And yeah, so I think that I for me would be one of the classic movies that I actually can keep watching. But at the same time now I feel like when I do watch it, I do kind of find things that I'm like, okay, that's weird, or that doesn't make sense, but it's okay. Like you have to keep that in mind, that you're not looking at it from today's world, you're looking at it as something that resonated with you.
Yeah,
What about you, Priyanka?
for sure. I also really like DDLJ, but I mean, I think it just like created that whole ideal love story that's just not real life. Like after you watch those movies, you think relationships are just smooth sailing, like everything's always gonna be good. You're just gonna have your one issue with your parents not approving, and then they're gonna be on board all of a sudden after beating the guy up. That's not how it like goes. But I think for me, but another movie I really liked was also Kabhi Khushi Kabhie Gham. I think that was more in my time. Like I was a little older by then, and I don't know. I liked how they showed like kind of an older love story and then a new, more modern one. But again, just watching it, I remember watching that movie and I thought university is gonna look like that. Like nobody was singing or dancing in university. It was not that. But yeah, I really like that movie, and I think that's something I would want to show my kids because it's like all about family relationships, and I like how at the end you see that you have a lot to learn from the younger generation rather than it just being about oh the older generation is right. So I kind of liked how they brought that idea up too.
Okay. For me, same as you. Yeah, Kabhi Khushi Kabhie Gham. But then here's the thing. For me, I always thought in every Bollywood movie back then when I was young, I thought all of them were actually in real life related. So all those actors were actually related. So like Amitabh Bachchan was actually, the father of Shah Rukh Khan and Hrithik Roshan. That's what I thought, right? But then of course later on that bubble popped, and then I was like, yeah, okay, no, it's not how it works. But yeah, Kabhi Khushi Kabhie Gham is also place for me. But then another one for me would be Fear Hera Fairy, not Fear Hera Fairy, but Hera Fairy, or even Fear Hera Fairy, both of them, because they were just like they weren't their typical romantic movies. They were just like that comedy movie that you just sit and you can actually watch and listen to that jokes again and again. They don't get that old at times, but yeah, I just felt like those two were a good option as well. Um, so instead, like let's go to the newer generations now, and let's see if there's anything then. Because I know after a while, some people stop watching Bollywood movies because it's either it gets too repetitive or it's not the same. It doesn't hit you the same that it hit us back then. So is there any movies now that are not now, as it doesn't have to be like right now in this year, but movies around this year, a bit of later on as well? Do you think there are any movies then that you like or even dislike? And if you dislike them, please tell us examples of which ones did you dislike and why you dislike.
You know what? I feel like there was like the classic period, where like you had the Kabhi Khushi Kabhie Gham and all of that, where there were family movies. You would sit there and watch them with your family, and just all of you enjoyed it together. I feel like Bollywood after that took a point where it started drifting away from, like, kind of obviously adapting to like the Western culture a little bit more. That's what Bollywood generally tries to keep up, right, with Hollywood. But I feel that it kind of went to a point where we no longer could watch that as a family. There were maybe things that just it was awkward, right, just watching it with your family, and so that you drift away, so kids kind of would maybe not watch, no longer have that, it's no longer considered a family time moment. But I feel like we've also come such a long way, like in terms of Bollywood right now. Like it's content heavy now. Like if you see the movies, the storylines are amazing. Like we have great storylines. just giving you small examples, like the story Pink, just like dealing with issues that are being faced in the world. And these are the stories that we do need to hear, and look and watch, right? And also women, like the role of a female actress has adapted, changed so much. And like a woman lead that never existed, like a woman leading a whole storyline on her own. So I'm so glad to see that we're no longer seeing women as the just there to like fall in love, and just that helpless female side support, right? No longer, like we're past that, and that's what we want to go towards, because we're seeing now that when we're going to that classic Bollywood roles, people are objecting. They're saying, why does the female have zero role in this, right? And people have realized, like, I think that will no longer work anymore, the classic, right? So yeah, but then once again, like, music comes into play as well. Like, when you have stories that are heavy content, can you add in that Bollywood music? Probably not, right? So then you're moving away from the whole concept, so it's very tough. Like, it's a tough space to be in right now. And that's why I would say, personally, we we don't have, like, that's why everyone kind of, especially from our generation, I'm putting us in a generation together. But we kind of go back, and we remember Bollywood for what it used to be rather than what it is now. That's what I think. And I think that's the same feeling why we keep remixing these songs as well, because we're trying to bring that back, because it has that, that memories with you, right?
Do agree, do agree. And also, not only that, like, that Pink was a really good example, by the way. Like, I do agree with you that how they finally had, instead of having male leading roles, they also have like female leading roles. And then again, they've also done like biopics on, females who have done, things in the world which are extraordinary, and so they were like, make movies about that. Like,
Yeah.
there was a flight attendant who protected, right? I don't know, I don't remember what the movie
Yeah,
was,
near jump.
but I think, yes, that one. And so it's brilliant seeing how finally, they're putting out female roles and having them have the leading roles, instead of, having them be a side role, or even not even speaking a role at all. So it's
Yeah.
pretty good how that wise Bollywood has expanded. And again, on your point on how it has expanded in the way of plot and story,
Mm.
it's getting there. It's getting there. It's finally becoming less, those rom-com kind of a thing, and more of a serious matter, or even like, those biopics that they do about people like that. It's just brilliant seeing how Bollywood kind of has evolved, and it's brought itself to where it is right now. Mm-hmm.
For
Do you
sure.
have any other thoughts, Priyanka?
Yeah, no, I just definitely agree. Like, I think we go back to old Bollywood movies because, like, Karishma said, it's like the ideal reality, and it's kind of an escape from, like whatever you're going through in real life. But then now Bollywood movies are more heavy and they require more thought. But I do like that there are more women representation and women power. Like, for example, like English Binglish, like that was, like, I love that movie. Queen, V-Raid, The Wedding, and stuff like that. Like, it was all about women not taking shit from any men, and I like that. Like, that was
Yeah.
something you need to see. And also, exploring different sexualities. Like, it was always about like straight love stories. But then I think we had, I can't remember the movie name, but it was Sonam Kapoor, and I think she was a lesbian, and it was nice to see that. But then I don't
Oh,
like how,
I remember the movie. Go on, go on. Sorry, go on the movie.
yeah,
I remember what
I
you
don't
mean.
like how, like, I didn't like Dostana, for example. Yeah, it was hilarious, it was funny, but it was again kind of just making fun at
Very
people who are not
stereotypical.
straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like it didn't show the struggles of coming out or anything. Like, it was poorly done actually, but I mean, it is an entertaining movie,
Yeah.
good songs. But yeah, I'm curious to see what they do with Dostana too, and I hope it's not stereotypical and it's not the same.
Yeah, for sure.
And then there's the thing is also that Bollywood ends up always making, like, Bollywood just has such a power to its name, right? It has so much meaning to it. But then when you come to the TV shows that India produces, right? Like the web series and all that,
Yeah.
for Amazon or for Netflix or even for YouTube or other platforms that India owns, right? They do much better with story. Like seeing those TV shows. Now, there's one where I forgot what it's called as well. I should get the name in a second or two. But it was about yeah, it was about like there were these two wedding planners basically, and then
Made
it
in
touches
heaven.
again.
Made in heaven.
Yes, that one, that one. Yes, 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 it's that one. So that's
Yeah.
what I mean. Like, when it comes to TV shows and web series, they do such an amazing job representing anything, whatever they want to represent in it, they'll do it, and they'll do a really good job. I think it's also cuz maybe could because of the directors or all of them are like young people like us, or like people who are just, a few years older to us, and that's why they understand and they're more evolving with, the generation, the time. And so I feel like they do a better job than what Bollywood does, because Bollywood can afford to, make a movie, and it can be like, yeah, it's okay and all that, but doesn't, like, do it, does the bare minimum basically, but it can still be like it's okay. So that's why I feel like, TV shows that India produces for their web shows they're much more powerful in that kind of source, in a sense. Yeah.
They don't depend on star power. Like with these big cinema movies, they depend a lot about, like, who are you casting. That's everything, right? It doesn't even matter. For example, with the three cons, automatically if you're casting one of them, your movie is already going to hit like a certain, they have the crores, right? Like the number that it's going to hit. And with that, they already know that it's going to hit that number. I'm not saying like any of their movies have, have not worked out. They have, but there's always, no matter what, first day, first show, people will, like, just with the star power that they have, people will be in that theater. Obviously, COVID aside, this year has really affected the way things, function, right? Like I think everyone has moved away from that big cinema, just because. But it was like an eye opener as well, that people are looking for, as we said, like more interesting content,
Any other thoughts?
About like old stuff,
Anything?
old
It
movies.
can it can be both. I'll put both in the play. It can be old movies, and it can be whatever is being released this year, and yeah, and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. Anything. Like, you guys get, like, even like, okay, here, I got a good one. What do you guys think about movies that are being remade and they're using, of course, star kids in it? What are your thoughts on that? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like we saw a lot of the star kids being like canceled with like cancel culture now, just like on social media after the whole like Sushant Singh thing happened, and like talks about like nepotism and stuff like that. I personally, I don't really follow those star kids. I don't see anything interesting about them. They don't, like, none of their messages resonate with me. And yeah, like, I don't know. I don't connect with them like I connected maybe with their parents. And I think that they're just there, like, mooching off of like whatever their
Mhm.
parents had built for them. Many of them maybe like aren't as talented. I don't know what it is. I just don't connect with them, and I think I think Bollywood needs to do a better job with that still. Like there's still a lot of work to do with like getting people who are not, you know, directly tied to the industry and just going based off of talent.
Mhm. I think, honestly though, like talent does speak. Like we have seen, even if star kids do come in, there have been, the ones that didn't work out, but the ones that, are kind of talented do, get further. We do see that. Like not everyone will make it far. But they obviously get the, priority. Like if everyone else has to work, I don't know, like, super hard just to get an audition, they will get a film without even doing an audition. That's basically what it is, like the opportunity wise. But I was thinking, like, just in terms of in general, like, if we think about our parents, wouldn't they also put a good word on for us, like in like we don't realize like this nepotism thing is actually all around us, and like, just like looking at, I'm just giving you an example with our dads in business, if we were to want to join, we could easily, like we have that, right? And it's the same thing with them. Bollywood is their home industry, right? So, it's kind of like, oh, I have a job here for you actually, and you'd be amazingly successful, right? But so I see both sides to it, but I totally do agree that, there's so much talent out there. They need to look outside, right? For sure.
And that's why it also feels like, Bollywood is a very family oriented, like a family business,
Yeah.
more than of like, it's very few. It's like the 1% that come in there from the outsiders, while the 99 or the family business, even though it doesn't matter if they're on screen or like back, working in backstage, like they still, um, it's just a very family business. And so I feel like there are some star kids, as you did say, that are thriving well, and they do proper, because like they have used, of course, their parents name, the family name, to get in,
Yeah.
but then what they do afterwards is also important, right? Like, even like for like Ranbir Kapoor, right? He comes in, he did what he did, but then later on, now he's getting movies off him, right? He's not getting off his dad anymore or of his mom. He's getting whatever he can from himself. So that's pretty good. And then you can also see he's sometimes very versatile as well when it comes to acting, because he did a really good job in Sanju, and then he does all those rom-com movies as well, and or just comedy straight up. So it just feels like there are some star kids that they know how to leech off, like first like leech on from their parents, and then detach, and then do whatever they need to do. Yeah.
I mean, even Abhishek Bachchan's a good example. Like, he got in through his dad. He's not the biggest star, right? Like, he does not have the same title that Amitabh Bachchan has, so it doesn't translate, right? Like, you do have to. I'm not saying that he's not successful, but he didn't reach what his dad did. I personally think, right? Yeah.
Any more thoughts before we go to our question round, and get this even more, get let's see what everyone has to answer for. But yeah, any other final thoughts for the information part of the podcast?
No, I'm good for the.
No. Yeah, you just guys, everyone's just ready, dude. Trust me, I know how it is. I'm ready. But like honestly, like so far, like all of your points, everyone that you, like both of you that you've made, are really good points, and they're really, yeah, they're worth it. So like I think people will love the podcast part of, like, this information part of the podcast. But anyways, let's just go with the juicy bit. And who of you two would like to go first?
Karishma can go
Oh,
first.
great.
You want
Thanks
Courage
so
to go first? Is that
Volunteer.
is that is that how it's gonna go? Okay, you're gonna throw your sister in first.
I know.
I see how it is. Okay, you ready?
I guess.
All right. Okay. From the people I name, yeah. Okay. Before we go on, everyone has to choose immediately. No thinking. No being like, okay, this one. Just whatever comes in head. Just shoot it out. Don't worry, okay?
Okay.
I'll handle the blame and everything else. Okay, so like whatever comes in your mind, go for it. So don't stop yourself. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
All right, so let's begin again. Yeah. From the people I name, choose one to hang out with and tell me why. Akshay Kumar, Hrithik Roshan, or Shahid Kapoor.
I'm gonna go with Hrithik Roshan. Just because he seems really fun. Like I mean, I don't follow him on Instagram, but I do see posts. Like he does a lot of adventure. He seems like he's just out there with his kids. Like with his two boys. He has two boys. So he just seems like a really fun person. Like lots of adventure, and I like adventure. So
Okay. Would you ask him about his extra thumb?
yeah,
Would you ask to look for it? All right. All right. Next one. Tell me one word for each of the three I'm gonna name. Okay. So just whatever one word comes to your mind when I say these people's names. Okay. Shah Rukh Khan,
love.
Salman Khan.
I don't like, so dislike.
Okay. Amir Khan.
Genius.
Agree. Agree. Okay. Name one actor that could replace Hrithik in K through G.
Ooh.
It can
Uh,
be anyone now. So let's just say K3G is being
wow.
made right now. So anyone
Yeah.
goes.
Ranveer Singh.
Okay, Cindy Power, Cindy Power. um, what would your pickup line that you would use for Shah Rukh Khan be?
Uh, he'll be walking and I'll say palat.
Oh, okay. Rate the following male actors through sex appeal. Yeah, so first, the first name you'll say is the best one.
That's
Okay,
the best one.
Varun
Okay.
Dhawan, Siddharth Malhotra, Ranbir Kapoor, Saif Ali Khan, Ayushmann Khurrana.
Okay. Oh, okay. Siddharth Malhotra, number one.
Okay.
Ranbir Kapoor's number two. Um, so who's left? Ayushman, and
Ayushmann, Varun Dhawan, and Saif.
oh, Seth after.
Okay.
The old Seth though. I feel like he's changed now. So the old Seth. And then Ayushman Khurrana because he sings. I like that. And Varun Dhawan, and then that's it, right?
That's it. Yep. Good. 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 All right. Kill, marry, or hook up. Okay. Kill, marry, hook up. So there's three people. Yeah. You ready for
Okay, I
the
feel like I'm
names?
on
You'll love
coffee
it.
with Karan. Legit.
Huh?
I feel like I'm on coffee with Karan.
Yeah, it is. It's instead it's Hennessy with Harsh. I'm sorry, there's no Hennessy bottle, but Hennessy with Harsh. Okay. So kill, marry, hook up. Abhishek Bachchan, Johnny Lever, Govinda.
Oh, okay. Kill Mary. Okay, so I'm gonna hook up with Abhishek Bachchan. I
Okay.
will kill who? Wait, so there's Johnny Liver and Govinda. I'm gonna kill
Yeah.
Govinda and
Ooh. Okay.
Mary. Mary, right?
Yeah,
Johnny
that's the
Liver.
last
Yeah,
one.
he's hilarious. I think I could like he made me laugh. Like honestly, it was solid.
Okay, you're done. You're done. That's all your questions. Now,
Okay,
Priyanka, you
perfect.
ready?
Okay, good job.
Cringiest Bollywood actor or actress? Name one and tell me why.
Ananya Pandey, because she, she struggled a lot. The word struggle.
Both.
I don't know.
Alright.
She was annoying.
If you could go on a date with your favorite actor, who is it and where would you go?
Siddharth Malhotra, because I don't know, he's so cute and he has a dog which he loves. So I was like, oh, so I don't know. And where would we? I think we would just like go to a dog park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Name one actor who should have already retired but still going on in Bollywood right now.
Who's going on right now? I can't even think. I think like I don't know if, like Kareena Kapoor is still relevant, but I think she should retire. Like
Very
I,
relevant. Yeah.
I think yeah, I think she's done like amazingly, but I think yeah, I don't really see I don't see her as much now, and yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Name someone who is always typecast as the same character and he always plays that same role.
Um, Someone who always plays the same. Oh, this is hard. Wait, why
It
did I
has
just
to be
find
rapid.
questions?
It has to be rapid. Come
I
on.
don't know.
Come on. Or defeats the purpose.
Um, like one of those new kids probably who just do rom-coms. Maybe like Tiger Shroff. Like I don't know what his movies are.
Oof.
He's always like doing the same thing, I feel. He's always
Good
bringing
one. That's a good one. He's like that monkey you see on the streets of India. It's like, oh, bandar kootna wo circus dikhayega or whatever, and you pay that guy 1 rupee or 2 rupees, and then you see the monkey do a flip. That's basically Tiger Shroff. He's getting paid to just do flips and all his acrobat stuff that he does. So yeah, okay, I get it. I would prefer Ritik over Tiger Shroff anytime.
Yeah, oh, 100%.
Yeah. So here's one question from your sister. How has Bollywood changed your life?
Ooh. I feel like it kind of it kind of made me like idealize a lot of things and think things will be perfect. But
Huh?
I learned that it's not how it seems on Bollywood. But yeah, I think it's like made me a lot closer to Indian culture in general. Just being so far away, like we don't really go back to India. It's like made me feel part of the culture, which I really
Okay. That's good. And then your last question is, from these from these options below, I mean, who would you hang out with? And these are trios in Bollywood movies. Okay. I'll tell you the character names. So not the actors. You're not hanging out with the actors. You're hanging out with the characters. Okay. So from Three Idiots, it's the Rancho, Raju, and Farhan. Okay. From Dil Chata Hai is the Akash, Samir, and Siddharth. Hey Baby is the Arush, Ali, and Tamne. And the last one, why not, is the Hera Fairy trio with Raju, Sham, and of course everyone's beloved Babu Bhaiya.
I think it would be the first one. The with I forgot the
Three Idiots.
yeah, the Three Idiots one. I just love them. Like that was just such a good movie, and they were so fun. Like I feel like I'd just be doing like the dumb stuff with them, like scratching the butt thing, and like taking a picture with them. Like yeah.
Yeah, okay. So far, everyone, yeah, all of us, all of you two had good answers. And the winner will for sure actually get something, so don't worry. I'll tell you who the winner is later, and maybe I won't announce it here, but I want to know what people say in the comments below, and I want to know what they say about who the winner, according to them, is. But then I will, send a little thing for the winner, and then have them take a photo that they've won, and then put it in the video in this podcast later. But yes, is there before we leave? Sorry, yes, before we leave, before we finish for the day, Karishma, is there anything that you would want to talk about and share and so people know where to find you, because you're doing some interesting project, and so I think people should know about this. Everyone actually, yeah.
No, honestly, I mean, I've started. I do Bollywood dance classes. So for kids and for adults, and honestly, it's just it's to feel good, right? Like but as we said, Bollywood makes us feel really happy. So might as well take that and turn that into a workout, a dance, like to learn short dances. So it's for all levels, and yeah, all your choreography needs. I love dancing, so not only Bollywood, like open it up to all styles. But yeah, obviously Bollywood is my speciality, the one that I'm closest to for sure. And it's called Dance with Karish. So
That's amazing. And yes, it's also a good thing for everyone to, finally get to move. People who are in lockdown, they can finally, get to move and all that.
yeah,
And yeah, I still remember you teaching us too for, Diwali ball and all those. Those are such good memories. Those are always going to be there. And yeah, it's true. You are a good dancer, and it's worth learning from you, I would say, for sure. So yes, people do check Karishma out on the link that I will put down below. And yes, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for making time for coming out to this podcast and just talking about Bollywood.
thank you. It was fun.
Thank
Honestly,
you.
I didn't
Yeah, this was
know
really
that
fun.
I had so much to say about Bollywood, but I do.
Yeah, actually, it was amazing. But yeah, that's all for today then. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks.
you.